But see, that leaves Cheesecake Factory in
the
mix.
equation, yeah.
That I think I like that.
Applebee's is in the equation.
I like that, bro.
Yeah.
I like that.
Come on.
That's a really good barometer. Takeaway time, boom, standard. If you can ask,
Bro.
that's an off limits for a date.
I saw a list that came out with women in first dates. Did you see that?
Well, like will you take them out to eat?
Yeah, what you take about to eat? What did you think about that list?
Hey yo, like I think that shit was crazy. Outside of like, yeah, I don't think unless prearranged, you ain't taking somebody back to your crib. You know what I mean? That type of shit is weird. But for the most part, I thought all that shit was like on the table.
Right. I saw things a bit like Chipotle.
Hey yo, bro, Chipotle. We first meeting up. I think that's equivalent to like going to get a cup of coffee, meeting up.
That's what I was. Yeah. I agree
So
with you.
I don't think that's off the table. You feel what I'm saying? Cheesecake Factory. Hey yo, the wings be rocking, bro. Cheesecake Factory. We eat the Cheesecake Factory. Applebee's. Again, I consider that to be like a cup of coffee. That's how I equate those. A lot of those I equate them to like instead of just going to Dunkin' Donuts to Starbucks and sitting, we go to one of those places. That's all it is.
When I started thinking about some of these things, like I wouldn't call them issues, but these, when I started thinking about some of these popular like social topics, what I got to do now is take myself out of the equation altogether. Take myself out of the equation altogether because I start I take for granted certain things that I feel like I don't have to do. You understand what I'm saying? But if I put myself in the shoes to be a little bit more, I guess normal.
No, okay, that's the word I was with you. Okay.
If I was to be a little bit more normal, I have to think about these things a little different. Like because it's more like, all right, is a woman going to take me serious if I'm a normal guy with a normal personality? Is she going to take me serious if I take her to Chipotle or Dunkin' Donuts to get some coffee? Would she really consider that a date? I think maybe from that perspective, I think like, all right, let me step my game up and like take her out on an official first date. I think a lot of guys, they feel that they're cool or whatever, and maybe that's the case. You never know what your cool is to somebody else. That's subjective. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So they take that for granted, kind of. So damn, now knowing that, I guess my whole perspective is, and I'm not even trying to be like play around. Like the women got a point in that case.
I don't think so, bro. I guess it's subjective because I think any situation, I think if you want to be correct, I guess the values are equal. You know what I mean? Everyone has equal value. So at that standpoint, maybe the second date can be elaborate. You know what I mean? Maybe turns out we are not compatible at all. We don't even get along. So I don't see why. Let's see if we can get to a second date to determine that. I don't think those places again. Why is in the afternoon at noon going to have a cup of coffee just to meet each other if you've never met, especially if you met online, you've never really spoken in person. I don't see why that should be frowned upon.
So I guess we got to think about what constitutes a date.
I mean,
that's the thing, because a meetup, I guess, wouldn't be a date.
I mean, why not?
Okay, let's say this because we got to make it more clear. Let's say the first time you establish like we're going on a date, I'm taking you out on a date. Now, where are you going to take the individual?
Okay, now that's a little different.
And I think that's the way we have to.
That's a little different.
That's the better way to frame it because it's been framed so crazy you don't know what to think.
That's a little different.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? We plan, I call you, say, hey, Friday night, I'm going to come pick you up. And I come pick you up at 8 o'clock and we go to the Dunkin' Donuts. Like, obviously, that's a no-go. But in the same breath, we meet online and I say, hey, we should get together at 1 o'clock. I'll come pick you up. 1 o'clock, I'll come pick you up. We might. We might go to Chipotle's. We might go to the Cheesecake Factory. I think that right there is a different scenario.
Okay, 1 o'clock, you went to the Cheesecake Factory. I guess we can constitute that as lunch. You had
Correct.
lunch. Yeah, you
Correct.
had lunch.
And that could be categorized as a date as well, though.
Yeah, it could.
It's a
That's right.
lunch date.
Yeah.
But yeah, but also, so I guess we have to. I guess the important part is time. Time.
No. Let's take out lunch date. Take out everything, but just use date.
Okay.
What do you see?
But time is important because now it's 8:30. Applebee might be a little rough at 8:30. You know what I mean? Depending on personalities.
Right.
Depending on personalities. So obviously, maybe, and you know what? Real talk. Cheesecake Factory might not be completely off the table at 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Mm.
So I think it's. I mean, I don't want to say it's completely off the table. Some of those were completely off the table after like 5 o'clock. After like 5, 6 o'clock, completely off the table, bro. After work hours, and you going into the evening after work hours, you didn't get out of work to go home to get dressed, take a shower, to fucking go to Chipotle's. Like,
you know the problem is, I can see where guys are coming from with some of this stuff, but I think I'm a little like I said, I gotta take myself way out of the equation because I can be a little bougie myself.
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
That is true.
So it's like, yeah. So a lot of stuff I say, I'm not taking up for nobody at all, but I would probably do. Like I would probably like, yeah. If I knew that the way the times are now, depending on who I was dating, that's another thing. You got to find out what culture they're in.
But
depending on who I was dating, I would adjust to the culture.
But it's a lot, especially again, like you said, in today's dating market, in today's economy. That's a lot to invest into on a first date, and we fuck around, never go see each other again. So again, maybe going on those lunch outings for a first date might be more inclined than going out on a dinner date. Maybe you got to be a hell of a lot more confident at a match when you go on a dinner date.
I guess this would constitute. I just thought about this. This is the spitballing. This would constitute a real date. If you could say double the meat. Hey yo, you ain't on no date.
That almost killed me, bro. Cause hey yo, my Chipotle bowl definitely come with double the meat, bro. Pause.
Yeah. If you can say double the meat, you ain't on a date.
Okay.
Come on.
But see, that leaves Cheesecake Factory in the
equation. Yeah.
I like that.
Applebee's is in the equation.
I like that, bro.
Yeah.
I like that.
Come on.
That's a really good barometer. Take away time, boom, standard. If you can ask for double the meat, that's an off limits for a date.
It's not a date. Yeah.
See, look at that. Problem solved, bro. I think that's a really good barometer.
There you go.
And I think women gotta meet those expectations.
Right.
And then maybe second date, third date, you can outgrow those places.
Right.
And then, you know what I mean? Maybe the roof could become more the norm once you start to progress past that first date. But especially I think for a first date, bro, like you want it to be nice, but you don't have to.
Like I said, we got the parameters.
Yeah.
As long as if you can't say double meat.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, speaking of double meat, did you see that shit? With the WNBA?